What did he do in Shedaloogoo? What did he say in Shedaloogoo? What would you do in Shedaloogoo? What would you say in Shedaloogoo? Broadcasting from a real shed in England.
Just in case you don't believe I live in a shed, it's 3:30 a.m. and this bleeding alarm keeps going off because this, when it reaches less than 3 degrees outside, the alarm goes off. It's currently 6.6 degrees in here, but the alarm is going off, beep 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 beep. So I'll have to take the battery out. I'm cozy, I'm nice and warm. But yes, this is the shed in the middle of the night. Oh, freezing a Loogoo. It might be freezing cold, but we're not going to let winter get to us. It's time for Shedaloogoo, and let's have a taste of the summer. Absolutely crazy.
They seek him here, they seek him there, they seek him high, they seek him low. Where's Golly?
Don't forget, keep your eyes peeled for Golly, who will be appearing somewhere during the course of the show. Last time, blindingly obviously, he was here. Not so easy this time. I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. He will be somewhere during the course of this programme. Keep your eyes open. So, at this time of year, it's a little bit chilly inside Shedaloogoo. Rather than staying in on a Saturday night, I decided to venture out. So let's go out and about. It's a Saturday night and it's got a little bit too cold in the shed, so why not go out? So I'm in the middle of Coventry and I think the aliens have landed. Might feel or look like summer, but it certainly doesn't feel like summer. My toes are freezing. So, winter is here. Have no fear. Craziness is always near. And David Blamey this week has been out and about in Auntie Mabel's back garden. Let's find out what he's been getting up to. I'm David Blamey, and I'm a botanist. Nice bomb. Hello, I'm David Blamey, and I get blamed for all sorts of things. Well, I'm usually out in people's gardens looking to see how I can nurture nature and trying to see where wildlife is existing there in the garden. So I'm here today having a nose round Auntie Mabel's garden. So join me as I look through her bush. Being a botanist makes me an expert on people's bottoms, but I also like to look at bushes. So here's a lovely green bush, and it has leaves, but if we're very quiet we can see nature at work. We've got to be careful not to disturb it, because inside here, there we have the bush dog. I think he's got a little message for us. Got to be very careful. He might have my finger. I think he's looking a little bit woof. Woof woof. Well, I'm David Blamey, getting the blame once again for disturbing her bush.
Fascinating fact! This week's fascinating fact has been sent in by our
#1 fan, Gail Dalton, who would be here presenting Shedaloogoo with me. Perhaps not staying in the shed, but presenting. If only she wasn't over in Ireland. But she sent in this fascinating fact, and she says, koalas aren't bears, as many people are led to believe. They aren't even related to bears. The koala is related to the kangaroo and the wombat. The koala is a marsupial mammal. See, I can say some words. The reason the koala is called a koala bear is because the koala looks like a teddy bear. Fascinating fact that. And she also believes that mother koalas smack their naughty joeys, young koala, on the bottom. That's today's fascinating fact.
Where are they now?
We've covered celebrities, pop groups over the weeks, and this week I've got my sweet tooth on. Since we're having a summer theme, chocolate normally melts in the heat. It's almost frozen solid here in the shed, but there was my favourite chocolate bar of all time was Cadbury's Whisper, but that came back, of course. But whatever happened to Cadbury's Fuse bars? If you're from the United Kingdom, then you'll remember there was a marketing campaign and for the Fuse bar, and it was launched on Tuesday the 24th of September 1996 as Fuse Day. Massive advertising campaign, and of course the Fuse bar was a chocolate bar manufactured by Cadbury's, and it was solid chocolate bar with nuts, raisins, crispy cereal, fudge pieces, giving it a very unusual taste. And it launched, it was very, very popular, and I think it was, according to Cadbury's, it sold 40 million bars in the first week, and 8 weeks later it was the UK's favourite confectionery bar. Alas, the story is short and sweet. 10 years later, Fuse bars were to be no more, and they fizzled out from the shelves. And whilst they may not be in circulation now, there are, since turn of this decade, campaigns to get the Fuse bar returned to our stores. Will they succeed the same as they did with the Whisper? Time will tell.
Meet the really happy ghost in Ghost That Tune.
I wonder how the aliens are doing in the centre of town. Have they landed? Have they taken over? Let's find out. And still the aliens haven't arrived. Well, whilst we were waiting, I decided, let's see if we can get them here to land at Shedaloogoo, the centre of the universe. So I thought I'd do my own close encounters. Let's get those spoons on the go.
Shedaloogoo joke of the day.
Gail has contributed to the show once again, and she has supplied the jokes for Joke of the Day. What do you call a lazy singing goat? Billy Idol. My brother David had his ID stolen last week. We call him Dav now. Thank you, Gail, for those jokes. Have another kiss.
Roving reporter.
I'm the roving reporter, and I'm here in a bathroom today where thieves have literally stolen the kitchen sink, or the bathroom sink, and it has been prized from the wall here in this bathroom. Police are baffled as to why this sink has disappeared. They say all clues at the moment are down the plug hole. But worse still, it looks like thieves had a night on the tiles. As you can see here, they've stolen the blinking bathroom tiles. I'm the roving reporter reporting from a bathroom. Goodbye.
Who am I?
You've got 1 minute to work out who am I. Let's see if I cock it up this week. Okay, my middle name is Annette. I was born in Arlington, Virginia, Washington, in America. I am 5'7.5" tall. That's 1.71 meters. My mother was a German opera singer. My father was an American voice teacher. I grew up on the road with my parents. I have starred in loads of movies, including one about a bus that went really slow in 1994. I appeared in The Blind Side in 2009, The Proposal 2009, and I was listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the highest paid actress in the world, earning just $56 million. Yes, and well, yeah, she is very, very pretty, and starred in millions of films. That's got to be time. You've got to have guessed it. Easy peasy this week. Harder for me, but anyway, there you go. Well, let's just throw that aside. It must be time for...
Phew! Look at that view!
It's where we pick up the camera and go outside. Here we go. There's a bit of light cloud with a bit of a blue sky. Not bad for the start of winter. Still a bit chilly.
Name this location!
Coming up onto your screen now is the easiest peasiest, lemon squeeziest location so far during the history of Shedaloogoo. Can you name this location? Do you know where it is? Do you know what it is? If you do, leave a comment below the video wherever you are watching the video. And I suppose if I thought it was a bit cold here in the shed, it's even colder over there. Well, that's the location, and now it's time to go out onto sunnier climates and let's find out what's happening in Aunt Mabel's garden. I'm David Blame Me, and I'm a botanist. Nice bomb. I'm deep in the jungle of nature, trying not to get the blame for everything, because I'm David Blame Me. So let's have a look to see if we can see nature at work. Here we are, looking through the vastness of the lake. I can see something. A very, very rare one-eyed owl. This is the very, very rare bird. The one-eyed owl. You won't find this anywhere, and I bet I get the blame for it. I'm David Blame Me. Just blame me for everything.
Shedaloogoo lyrics!
I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. I sent you 2 letters back in the autumn, but you mustn't have got them. Well, there's probably a problem with the post office or something. Sometimes I scribble addresses a bit too sloppy when I jot them. But anyways, F it. What's been up? Man, how's your daughter? Right, it's time to check and see if the aliens have indeed landed in the centre of the city. So we're going to go journeying and have a little look to see, are the aliens there? How are we getting on with the spoons? I'm waiting for the alien ship to come and take me away. I can't see where I'm going. Hang on. I can't. I've heard the music. I've listened to the sound. I'll tell you what, it's blinking freezing out here. It's a lovely moon. I don't know if you can see it, there you go. And I'm going to hit something. I'm heading back to the shed the safety and comfort of the shed. They can come and take me anytime they like. Oh, it smells of chips in here. I'm ready and waiting. Take me, I'm yours.
Shedaloogoo.
Today's stats. A full head of human hair is strong enough to support 12 tons. That is amazing. And since we're having our summery, wintry theme, did you know that in 30 minutes the human body gives off enough heat to bring a gallon of water to the boil? I could do with that today.
SOTD. Story of the day.
Our story of the day is all about potatoes. Now forgive the creepy looking picture that is on the screen, but this comes with the story. And it is about Adele and Jason French, who had a bit of a potato fetish, so they carried that through to a potato themed wedding in Ireland, because, well, you know, Irish people, they love their potatoes, and they thought it would be funny. They even had wedding candles put inside potatoes. The menus were pinned to potatoes, and guests were given potatoes as they left. So while Dermot Bradley of Derry, Northern Ireland, knew his sister-in-law Adele was really in potatoes, not in potatoes but into potatoes, he was still really surprised when a thank you note arrived in the mail. Not too unusual, except of course, as you've guessed, it was written on a potato. And he says, well, you can imagine the surprise, Bradley told the Birmingham Mail. He said, I was absolutely dumbstruck when I read the back of it and it said, thank you so much for making our day so very special, from Team French. It was a lovely gesture, so we laughed so much. And he says he was trying to work out how he could preserve that potato, and he said, well, he was open to ideas, and he said that some people say you can freeze the potato, others say a lick of varnish would do the trick, but he said, in these times of austerity, you never know, we might just have to eat it. Now, you're not supposed to send potatoes through the post, but French's Birmingham post office decided to play along with the couple, and she said, well, she'd asked her husband to be, well, if she could post these, and he said, well, you'll need to put them in a box. So she says, I just kept saying, please, 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 until he gave in. And he finally said he'd given it a go and asked me to let him know how to get on. So the potato, of course, did get through the post, but officially Royal Mail maintained that unwrapped items of food that are perishable should not be sent in the post, as they could cause damage to other customers' mail and our own machinery. And believe me, a potato would not go through the machines I work on. That is, of course, unless you say please, please, please over and over again. That is today's story of the day.
We have taken this Shedaloogoo character hostage, and we will not be releasing him. Your messages have got through, Earthlings, to outer space. Our Matrix will decipher them and deliver those messages now. Over to you, over to you, over to you in Shedaloo. Over to you, over to you, over to you in Shedaloo.
Right, I'm inside the Matrix. And hello Earth, I'm trapped somewhere between outer space and Earth. So
your messages have been getting through. And so, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Martin via Twitter, who said, "You can tell how my week is going. It's only 9 a.m. on a Monday, and I've decided it needs Shedaloogoo already." Also on Twitter, Stodge said about episode 5. Was it episode 4? Episode 4 even. There we go. This is episode 5. Episode 4, he said, "The best one ever. Still laughing. Brilliant." Another message has come through from the number one fan. Of course it is Gail Dalton. Hello, Gail. And she says, "Another phenomenal," yes, she even tells me how to say the word, phenomenal episode. Absolutely loved the roving reporter. So would like to see more of his bizarre reports. Well, that was good, because in this episode, of course, we've had the roving reporter having his own little slot. And she also says the quiz was Lewis Hamilton, the Formula One racing driver. Well done. It was Barbie Girl by Aqua, who was Ghost That Tune. Lyrics were Katy Perry, Raw, and I think you'd agree that your number one fan was on the ball this episode. But then, of course, she said, "P.S. I didn't see Golly. Maybe not on that ball after all." And when I made it a bit more obvious where Golly was, she knew. On Facebook, Chili Davenport said, "Another fabulous episode. I'm unwell at the moment, and that was just the tonic I needed." So well done, Chili. Glad it cheered you up. On YouTube, Sleeping Hobbit noticed the "Who Am I" was Lewis Hamilton. And he said, "Too easy for me." So I asked the question, well, why was it too easy? And it turns out that Myron, who is Sleeping Hobbit, said that he went to the same school as Lewis Hamilton. What a small world that is. And I forgot to mention from episode 3, my good friend Simon Bromley, who correctly guessed Ghost That Tune was Human by the Killers. Messages from around the world. Yes, your world, not my world. Carol said in Wales, she said, "Bonkers, me old mucker." And Candy from Australia said, "I just love you." Mwah, I love you too. And there's a blank sheet there. Oh, and it's not that blank. Look, see what's on it. Work out that message. Meanwhile, Iger from the Ukraine on YouTube said, I'm frothing. He said, "Nice shed, nice beer." I think he mean beard. And "awesome, pal. I like it." And finally, the last message goes to Lisa on Twitter. She said, "Fabulous bonkerness. What does he do in Shedaloogoo? Keep it up. I will indeed, if only I could escape this." Let's see. I think I might get through the matrix here. There. Ah, that's better. See, normality is resumed. I am normal.
What did he do in Shedaloogoo? What did he say in Shedaloogoo? What would you do in Shedaloogoo? What would you say in Shedaloogoo?